Hello boys and girls, welcome back to the show. It is your boy Lex Money. In today's video, we need to go and look into the number 10 crypto in the world, being Cardano. Now, ADA has been one of my top holdings for a very long time. We diversified the portfolio. I've held ADA through multiple bull runs now, and it has always treated me pretty well. But I know there's a lot of you guys who you look at the ADA chart. Maybe you got in 2022 at the local top over $1, and all you've seen is downside. Well, in today's video, I'm going to take you through why I think ADA is ready to start to outperform and catch up with the rest of the altcoin market, guys. Now, first of all, I want to say that when you go on crypto Twitter, it really is kind of like just state the obvious in every post these days. On a downtrend, people say Binance has been selling, X has been selling, whatever. And on a pump, everyone just likes to focus on the fact that they've been buying, guys. How do you think the price goes up and down? So I want to say, try not to base all of your opinions on, these type of things, right? Whether people are buying or selling, whales buying or selling. Obviously, it's going to have an effect on the price. One thing you should do is pay attention to things that are coming up ahead of time, okay? October is a big ETF month. So on top of the historically strong October, we've got many ETFs which could potentially launch, which could boost altcoins. And on that list, you've got XRP, Litecoin, ADA, Doge, and Sol. Are you ready? We've got a bunch here, guys. Okay, I'm not going to count how many, but it's over 10. All of these are now at their final deadline. And it's funny how it's their final deadline going into the last portion of the market. Many of you guys know the most parabolic part of the cycle is Q4 of the post-halving year, which we are in now. Historically, it starts in Pumptober, if you want to call it that. And it would make sense that, at least a few of these do get some spot ETFs. So I can imagine things like XRP will get an ETF. I can imagine Sol will get an ETF. ADA is kind of on the brink of it might get an ETF, right? I do still think there's a high likelihood that we will get a ETF, being that it's a US-based coin. So it would make sense that they would want ADA to do well, and especially the fact that Charles Hoskinson is very buddy with the US government. So it wouldn't surprise me to see ADA get an ETF. So you'd want to be ahead of that, guys. And on top of that, right, whether you like it or not, Bitcoin most likely is in the last portion of the bull market. Everyone's saying that we're going into like Q2 of next year. I think they're going to be on the wrong side of the trade here. And in this portion, again, right when we get to the top and then the rollover, that's where altcoin should top somewhere around here. That's when you want to be getting out. So way before the end of Q1 of next year. So if we do start to get a parabolic pump for Bitcoin, you can imagine that's going to drag up a lot of our top altcoins like Solana, like XRP, like ADA. Now, again, be on the right side of the trade, be ahead of time. Again, you can have your thoughts and opinions about ADA. People like to clown ADA for some reason. It's become a meme. But at the end of the day, we're here to make profit, guys. Okay, Cardano has seen relentless exchange outflows since its peak. Billions in ADA has been leaving exchanges since early September, okay? Actually, since like summer of this year, we've seen massive outflows. And what did that coincide with, guys? I mean, when you go and look at the price historically, every time you've seen these massive outflows, it has led to the blow-off top portion of the market. And you can see here, we haven't had the blow-off top portion of the market yet. So a $2 ADA should be very feasible, guys. And we'll look to see how high we can expect ADA to go in this bull run at the end of the video. Make sure you are paying attention. But it looks like we're coiling very, very quickly. And it could look something like this, guys, right? Breakout coming very soon on the monthly. This is super powerful. We haven't broken down from any key structure. Again, we need to break this down slope and resistance and then $1.18. And then hopefully we could be going to target these targets, right? Big key levels of resistance, $2.45 and then $3. And I want to just, before we get into the charts, just have a look at something like this, right? You're going to start to see people have mixed opinions, and that's fine, right? Draw your own conclusions from what you see in the charts, what you research. Here, Master BTC LTC is saying that it looks like it's top for the cycle, and that, coins that outperform in previous cycles underperform in the following cycles. Is that true? You can tell that to Solana, guys. Now, when we come to ADA, I want to start on the Bitcoin chart. I do think we could consolidate for a little bit longer. However, it does look like we have a bottom. Even if we come back down over this month, if Bitcoin does decide it wants to go parabolic, break an all-time high, you know, the USD price doesn't necessarily have to break down for ADA, but that could draw down the ADA Bitcoin pair, right? If ADA continues to consolidate, Bitcoin goes higher, that will be represented in this chart here going down a little bit, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily bearish. And again, I'll be looking for these two key areas to hold. So number one, this higher low pattern, and then number two, this absolute bottom pattern. Okay, so we wouldn't really want to be losing these two key levels of support. So we'll keep an eye on that over the coming weeks, guys. But something to pay attention to, right? In the last stages of the bull run is where we get the most parabolic. And again, the end of October has historically been where ADA starts to break out and prints new all-time highs, goes parabolic, has a blow off top, and then boom, bear market. Okay, so you saw that in 2020, you saw our mid-cycle run in 2023, right? We had a breakout mid to end of October, went all the way from 20 cents to around $1. And then you saw that again last year, 2024, broke out at about 30 cents all the way to $1.30, $1.35, and then came back down, guys. So now we can move that across and we can say, right, somewhere around here, it looks like we're ready for a breakout, guys. Okay, so getting very, very close to the apex of this trend line here. If we do want to come down to around 70 cents, that's not going to be the worst thing in the world. But I do think it would make sense, again, not financial advice, but it would make sense to be prepared for a Cardano breakout coming in the coming weeks, guys. Okay, so getting to the last portion of the bull market, we'd like to see this area hold. So even if we did have a rollover, it's not the end of the world, guys. Okay, we are getting some order blocks at around 85 cents to $1 on the sell side, but we are probably going to have buy order blocks starting to fill up, right? We're already seeing them at around 72 cents for Cardano. So I'm positioning myself for an ADA breakout. We're holding above the bull market support band, which is super bullish, guys. When you look at the MACD on the daily, what you're going to start to see here is that the MACD is ready to flip bullish. We've got a few weeks to find out whether or not we're going to get a breakout or we're going to get a rollover. Key levels of interest to be holding, guys, going to be this blue line, and again for the Bitcoin pair is going to be around here. So that's my thoughts on Cardano. You let me know, do you think we're going to get the breakout over the coming weeks? All comments are welcome, and if you want more ADA content, then you know what to do, guys. Subscribe to the channel so I know that you guys are ADA holders. Leave me a like and a comment in the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.